were rolling in fat. I knew I better make it 'cause they just don't last. I'm surfing.
Hi, guys. We're back.
As they say in show business, our next guest belongs to that marvelous Hall of Fame. Dick Clark, Pat Boone, Annette Funicello. They look like they were in a time capsule.
Yeah.
And she laughs. Usually, if women that laugh age.
I know. And she
I know one of the women that run a house in Bill Repute. She walked around like this all the time because she's never aged. Now, that's apropos, isn't it? Bringing her in. Yes.
Well, you know, after Walt Disney discovered her, thousands of kids, me included, rushed home every day after school to put on their Mickey Mouse ears and watch the Mickey Mouse Club. She became the first crush for a generation of adolescent boys and girls. And that show, she was the star of it and then went on to do all sorts of beach movies. And really, this lady represents, for me, it's like going back in time. So why don't we give a very warm hello to Annette Funicello. Welcome. Come in here and sit down. Sit right over there.
Come right in front of me. Okay. You notice the difference how the blue sun looks on different bodies. You have nothing to hide.
If I had known, I would have dressed beachy today.
That's right. We did enough of it for a lifetime, believe me.
Was this a surprise?
This was a surprise. This is in honor of you.
Do you see your background?
See?
But your records.
We spared no expense.
Where's your book?
You.
Where's your book?
Terrific.
Did you bring it out?
Where is
it? They better
bring
the book.
Yeah, because
it's a gorgeous book.
Annette, did you ever dream that by putting on mouse ears back in the 60s, that all of this would start such a craze that would last really forever? I mean, you've just made another movie with Frankie Avalon.
Right. We never dreamed that, I never dreamed that this would happen. I was never planning a show business career.
I told you.
It all happened by accident.
Yeah. You didn't want it really? See, she guessed. I thought maybe you were willing.
No.
Did your mom want this for you and that's how it all started?
No, you know what happened? I was taking dancing lessons from the time I was 5 years old, and I was a very dedicated ballerina. And at the end of the year, they put on a school recital.
Of course.
The teachers do. So Walt Disney was sitting in my audience one night, unannounced, when we were doing a school recital, and he saw me dance and asked if I would audition to be a Mouseketeer. I was the last one to be chosen. There were 24, and I was the 24th.
And you were isn't that nice?
I was the last.
And you're the one that in other words, Schwab's store was not true, but
typical.
You know what I wonder about you? I've been watching you on all the shows because you're selling a book. And the questions they ask this poor girl. And everybody asks the same questions, you see, and this burns me up because I have to tell you, first off, that you didn't change your name. You are brilliant. If I had kept Virginia Guttenberg, which was my married name, they never would have called me Sheila, Martha, Gloria.
What were they
I would have been a star, Virginia Guttenberg. But, I mean, this was by the time they announced me, the show would be over. But you see, names like yours are very important in the world today.
Yes.
The origin, the ethnic origin of the star.
My grandmother's name was Kunjeta.
You did better.
And my father wanted to name me Kunjeta. Imagine Kunjeta Funicello.
Yeah.
It would have gone on this side of the sweater and then around to the back again.
To the back.
No one would have been able
they would
to
have said, forget that, forget
it. I
it.
had a very hard time with Funicello.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I wanted to change my name. And Walt Disney
To Turner, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I changed mine to Graham after Billy.
Yeah. All right, now wait. Let's see a clip.
I'm glad I wasn't in it
all of
now.
us in memory land out here of those Mickey Mouse days, shall we? Okay.
Sure.
We have a little clip here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, indulge us. Go ahead, guys. Put it on. Here we go. Oh, Lord.
That's your ballet dancing?
No, this was a tap number.
No, but you were a dancer, primarily.
Yeah.
Look how much prettier she is today.
So welcome to our Mountain Club, and by the way, while you're here, you're all the guests of the Merry Mouseketeers. We'd like to introduce ourselves to you. So proudly put on your mouse ears. It's time to meet the Mouseketeers.
Roll call.
Oh. I got on my hat. put it back here.
You know what? And
Now, let me first say thank you to the Mickey Mouse Club material, which is on the Disney Channel, for giving us that. That's very kind. We appreciate it. At least I do. I mean, look at me.
Wonderful.
I mean, I've gone all the way with this.
I love seeing those clips.
Tell me,
don't you?
What do you think about when you see yourself like
But
that?
they were such happy times.
They were, weren't they?
Oh, they were wonderful times.
Yeah.
I loved doing the show. I loved having the opportunity to work for Walt Disney.
Yeah. Tell me about
was
Walt Disney.
wonderful.
Tell me
He's my
something that
favorite
nobody knows
person.
about him. Can you? Something that you can reveal, because he's really should be so
He was
revered in
very
this country.
shy,
Was he?
which most people don't know.
No.
Very laid-back man, very shy, but he loved children. I mean, you know, this showed in
Well, you can tell in everything
he
he's done,
did.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What do your children think when they look at this? Now, in my house, they're shamed. When I'm out, they all duck their heads
Me too.
between their legs.
It's like, oh, Mom.
Yes. Oh, how could you do that?
Oh, what were you doing with the pleated skirt and the ears? And, oh, Mom. And I always had
And do
the
they have any
short curly hair.
aspirations to do this?
No?
No.
Annette, I want to ask you something. It seems to me, in reading everything I did about you, that your life really revolves around your children, your husband, that show business, for whatever better word we can use, was really secondary, and that you
That's right.
stopped for a while. You just stopped to raise a family.
After each child.
Yeah.
Yes,
For how long?
I
A
gave
long
up
period?
the business about 3 years.
Yeah.
I wanted to be home when they walked,
Yeah.
when they started to feed themselves, when they
Oh,
talked.
now when they talk back to you, you'll
You
go back to
know.
work. I want to know if you were hiding behind the image. Now, I have hid behind my image because I have sort of a Don Rickles kind of sense of humor, but most people don't think of that. They think of me, you know, as Scott's little angel. But are you hiding behind the image? Would you like to do something other than the wonderful movie you're doing with Frankie Avalon, Back on the Beach? There's sand in your eyes. But, I mean, is there anything else really daring? Would you like to be totally out of character?
You know something? People are more interested in changing my image
Are they?
than I am. Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
get
bet.
scripts sent to the
Your
house
manager,
where,
particularly, right?
well, you know, where I read the first 10 pages, I'm a prostitute,
Yeah.
or I'm a doper, and I fold them up and I send them
That's
back
right.
and I say thank you very much, but this is not for me.
Well, you're economically successful enough to do that. What about all these young women today who posed in the magazines and did everything? Was that a question of economy, do you think, or a different set of morals?
Hold that thought for just a moment, okay?
All
We're
right.
going to take a break, and we're going to come back.
Okay.
More with Annette, okay? Don't go away. Hi, we're back with Annette Funicello. Annette, Virginia had asked you, you know, it's a different time now, the whole business of show business. When you started as a kid, you were protected. I mean, Walt Disney was your mentor and protector.
Yeah,
It's very
right.
different now. How do you feel about it?
Well, I've finally grown up. I have been semi-retired, actually, for many, many years. And people, you know, usually forget your name and probably should have forgotten.
Why, with the Skippy peanut butter?
Well,
Never.
you see, I just kind of dabble in the business.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really go into it full time. I love what I'm doing. I've always loved what I've done. I've always been proud of everything. You
Yeah.
know,
Wonderful.
and that makes a big difference, too, because times have changed. There's no one around like a Walt Disney anymore.
No. Oh, boy,
And
no.
that's why I would choose for my children not to go into the business.
Can you imagine how
Yeah.
much courage it must have taken for her with her image? Because we get really sucked into an image. Just say, I'm not happy in my married
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
and I want to leave it.
Oh, that was hard.
That must
That's
have,
hard.
Did you have support from your family?
Oh, yes.
Well, then you have a close
Oh, my
family.
God, yes. Oh,
You're Italian,
we're
aren't you?
Italian.
Why should I ask?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Strike the
Yeah.
last
The end of that,
And
right.
my folks were so supportive. And I hung in there for a long time because there's never been divorce in our family.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always wondered what people were going to think of me, the fans. And
Yeah.
but I couldn't live a lie anymore.